Hi guys, this is Silver 2IS here, and today we're going to do a 3-year owner experience or ownership review of my 12.8 Lexus IS250. I'm going to go over, I'm going to do an overview of the car, and I'm going to go over some of the maintenance and repairs I had to do, just some of the daily driving uh, aspects, uh, tips and tricks, just the overall my dislikes and likes about this car. But yeah, let's get into it. In 2006, it marked the start of their current design language, which is called Finesse. You see some L-shaped elements on the car, and just the overall curvaceousness in design. And it makes it look sporty, more sharper, very timeless. But the second generation IS marked a different era for the IS lineup, especially from the first generation. It went from being an inline six to a V6 power plant only up until 2008, and then they offered the ISF. And so the two V6 power plants that you can get is the IS250 and the IS350. Now, starting with the IS350 power plant, which I have, it makes 204 horsepower and 184 pounds-feet of torque. Well, that's not really impressive numbers, especially for a V6. It is the entry line, probably the cheapest way you can get into IS back in 2006 all the way up until 2013 for this generation anyway. And it did live on for the second generation, for the third generation IS. But yeah, it is direct injection only, which can be a negative because it can accumulate carbon buildup, especially if you don't drive this a lot or you take very short trips. You don't put the right gas in it, do oil change on time. A lot of that really does play a part in the buildup. If you drive it hard like I do, sea foam it every now and then. Put the right gas in it, do the oil changes on time, then you should be fine. Still would recommend, at least when you get to a certain mileage, to do a sea foam or a fuel system service, or just a walnut blast to clean up the valves, and possibly you can add a air and oil separator to eliminate the carbon buildup problem, which I plan on doing later on in the ownership of my car, maybe later on this year, early next year. Now, the IS350 has 306 horsepower, and it is dual injection, so it has port and direct injection. So, and it gets similar fuel economy, especially when they age. It's about the same now at the 250. So if you can find a 350 in good conditions and good miles, then definitely go for it, so you don't have to deal with the carbon buildup issue and you have a quicker daily. I would especially recommend 350 come from like a 3 Series, 330i, or 340 or 335i. Definitely go for this power plant, so you're not feeling like you're driving something completely slow. Now this car, the IS250, is great for daily driving, don't get me wrong, and it's very sporty. But if you're expecting to get, 5 seconds 0 to 60 out of 250, then that's just delusional and unrealistic. I really don't even recommend doing any type of engine mods like supercharging it and stuff like that. It's a waste of money, my opinion, because you're not really gaining that much horsepower once you do. You go full bolt-ons and all that and tune it. You're barely getting any numbers. So, if not, unless the car is very sentimental to you and you want to do like a completely different project, you don't care about the money, then definitely do that. But if not, save your money. And now, as far as daily driving goes, this car is comfortable for my daily commutes back and forth to work, which is 35 minutes, between 30 and 35 minutes each way. The seats are comfortable for short trips and stuff like that. But I noticed on longer drives, like 3 hours or more, your thigh can start to hurt and give you some pain. So, be wary of that if you're gonna do a lot of long distance traveling. I'm not saying it's unbearable, but just know that it is there. Now for this car to be 17 years old, it is, and it has held up well. My door cards were replaced before I got this car. The last owner replaced them while they were under the warranty, so there's no deteriorating or anything there, no stickiness. This leather right here with stitching right there, grab handle, have your power controls all automatic, up and down, lock, unlock, mirror controls, window disabler. Even the materials are pretty good. This is soft touch, all this is, which is impeccable. I will say this flaw with this car is the driver's seat. Now, it wasn't like this when I first got it. It was a little bit less worse than this, but over time, especially with me driving it and other people who have been in the seat of this car, it has kind of worn out more. There is like a cover you can get to go over this. It looks exactly the same, and they specifically make it for this car, so I'm going to buy that immediately to keep it from deteriorating any further. Now, this can be a problem. I've seen some Lexus models of this era have this on the seats, so just be mindful of that. So we're going to start the car up. That smooth buttery V6 come to life. That steering wheel, this also can be a problem with 2IS as well. The steering wheel deteriorating, especially in more rougher climates, or not rougher climates, but hotter climates. We do have a check engine light due to an O2 sensor, which I will be replacing because I got the OEM Denso O2 sensor. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But yeah, steering wheel is still, feels nice besides deterioration. Horn, very loud. Nice solid door closing sound. I'm going to turn on the AC because it is very hot here today in South Carolina. So yeah, on the inside of this car, you have your gas tank button, trunk, and you can use this little button to go through these screens. You can reset the tire pressure. One of my sensors is dead, so it's just on at the moment. So even if I try to reset it, it's still going to come back on. You can switch between two sets of tires, your second or your main, your speed indicator, your tach indicator, so you can set it so once you hit a certain RPM like that, it'll light up. You can adjust it by hitting the up button, bring it back down. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah. Now if I go back to the speed indicator and turn that back on, I can do the same thing as well. I think that's very cool that you can press. If you press and hold it, it's going to move like that. Down. But we're going to leave it back at do 89 miles per hour or 90 miles per hour at that. AFS would pop up, but due to me having aftermarket headlights, I took the fuse out, so it's just not showing up on the car. Now I have 155,000 miles. I put literally 20,000 miles on this car. Most of the mileage didn't start accumulating really until back in October of 2024, because my schedule had changed. So, yep. So now I drive 5 days a week there, 35 minutes there and back. So I've definitely accumulated about almost nearly 10,000 miles in the last 6 months, which is crazy. But yeah, hit the display button. You can go through information, current MPG, gear position. If I put it in drive, you can see it. 84, the temperature outside, my range, the average. It is kind of sucking right now because I just filled it up. But then I haven't really been driving that much, so it sucks right now. And yeah. You got steering controls right here, which goes to this volume up and down. track up and down mode for the change the different sources. Now I do have a aftermarket head unit. This is the Apple CarPlay unit, which this style is the one that looks more OEM, which I wanted. I got this over V-Line primarily because of the price, and the functionality and stuff is pretty much just as good, if not better, than the ground V-Line. People are paying almost $700, $600 to $700 on the ground V-Line, excuse me, and you know they're having issues with it and stuff like that. And in my opinion, if you're gonna charge that much, you know that is unacceptable. I'd rather spend half of that and this be just as good, and I'll be okay with this having issues. You know, if it does, it has minor issues here and there, but it's definitely nothing repetitive or annoying. I do have Apple CarPlay through that button right there. I have my Bluetooth off because I don't want this recording through my head unit. But yeah, you can do a lot of things with this head unit. I have a full review of it on my YouTube channel. If you put it in reverse, that backup camera is compatible. The OEM backup camera is compatible with these. You just gotta make sure this is plugged in into the OBD2 port. That little port that they give you that comes with this radio, and you gotta have the camera mode set to NTSC. AC controls and stuff still do work if you're wondering. Yeah, all that good stuff. You can use the touchscreen or you can use the buttons. Everything works, so that's great. All these functions still work. The radio. Hallelujah, holla back. Turn that. About that, I do have heated and ventilated seats, which do work still. Thank goodness. Your coin holder, a little cigarette lighter / power outlet. Some extra cords that I need to remove honestly because they're useless. All the functionality I need from this head unit is already built in, so this is kind of unnecessary. I don't know why I added this on, just from like the SD card stuff and just for the navigation, which I don't need because I have Apple CarPlay. Your cup holders right here. Your second cup holder will go right here, but I got some stuff in there, so excuse that. Now, since I had the premium package, I do get the perforated leather seats that comes with heated and ventilated seats, and you get this wood as part of the package as well. If not, then you just get a flat, like a matte plastic trim, which I think looks cheap. The locker box has a LED in it. I got some napkins and my important documents in there. I do have a standard size sunroof. It's in the tip position right now, but it is fully automatic. I press this button. And same thing with closing it. I do have these LED map lights, which come standard on the car. And I did add LEDs, dome lights to this car because I thought it was kind of mismatchy that they had LED standard there, but not here. They still do the fade on and off effect. Have your auto dimming compass mirror. If you do get the luxury package, you get the side view mirrors, auto dimming, and auto reverse tilt down as well. Mine is not equipped with that package, unfortunately. I wish I did, but this one's very well equipped, so I'm fine with it. But overall, I'm very impressed with the interior of the car. This kind of helped update it even more, giving it a bigger screen than the factory navigation screen that I had in my car. That's another reason why I didn't go with the Grand V-Line, is because the screen was smaller and it was starting to develop like a ring on the screen, on the film of the screen. I don't know. Either way it goes, that screen was starting to deteriorate, so it was a perfect opportunity to upgrade to this one. You do have your power and snow modes right here. It lights up on the dash. your traction control off button. Press and hold it, and then you can fully disable it. One press, it's not really going to do anything. They have a 6-speed automatic transmission, manual shifting with the paddle shifters. Paddle shifters are not that quick, but it's still nice to have them. I mean, this car is a 2008, so don't really expect BMW style or BMW's type shifting with these paddle shifters. Now, you do have this nice suede-like headliner, pretty nice. It's not a regular fabric liner like most other cars, which is very nice touch and a great attention to detail by Lexus. Sunglass holder. You do have your vanity mirror. This is an LED. Now, sitting in the back seat, I have plenty of room sitting behind myself. If you are taller, you are going to hit your head on the ceiling. If you are a little bit more wider individual, may run the room up right here. But I know for 2008, they reshaped the seat back so they're a little bit more accommodating, and they added this cutout for your knees or legs. So yeah, if you're looking for one of these and space is your priority too, then go for the 2008 and above. Now, the materials do carry out to the back of the car. Soft touch right here. Like I said, the panels have been replaced in this car already, so no stickiness or anything like that. And I do protect these panels so they don't have any signs of stickiness or anything like that. I do get stitched leather again back here, wood grain, auto up and down window, soft touch material down here, perforated leather seats in the back as well. The map pockets, which are stitched with leather, pretty nice detail. Chrome door handle, rear AC vents. Use this to rotate them. Can't really close them per se, but you can put them down if you don't want the air on you. You have a little storage space. You do have cup holders back here with a storage spot right here. Your cup holders, like I said. You do have a trunk pass through, which I got up right now. You have rear map lights, LEDs, and then this is LED that I upgraded because it was incandescent. So as far as modification goes, I did a good bit. I'm still going to do some more actually, but for now, I added these jumping out style or 2021 plus IS style headlights. Got the check mark right here. Your triple beam LED headlights right here. Then your LED turn signal, and then your daytime running light right there. Added this ISF sport style grille. Added this smoke fog light lenses. It was actually the whole housing. It's not just a film. I did add this lamp spoiler, but unfortunately, since I drive on the highway a lot, this part got hit by something, a rock or something, and it made the chip paint peel. So I got to go back and fix that. Now, these are my F1R, F103 wheel and brushed silver. They still are good. No quality issues with that. Now I'm on Accelera Phi All Performance all season tires. They're okay. I don't really like the ride on them. They kind of vibrate a lot. They are cheaper tires than the previous set of tires that were on here, which were Michelin Pilot all season Sport 4s. Now I added the rear spoiler up here, which I had since 2023, but I'm gonna remove that because it's starting to fade out and it's losing its color. I had these for 2 years as well. These are the HC Motion V2 LED tail lights. Also added this GFX rear spoiler in the rear. I think it helps complete the look. And now, of course, I have this Lexus carbon fiber plate mount, but the Lexus lettering peeled earlier this year, unfortunately. Now back to the GFX replica spoiler. It fits okay, at least the way I did it. It doesn't really fit 100%, maybe right like 89, 90% good. I probably could add some more tape right here to get it to stick more. And right here, it's not really, it's a gap, but it's not that bad compared to that side. But from afar, it doesn't look too bad. I actually love it. Yeah. I do plan on lowering this car. I know I said it a lot of times throughout my videos, but I really am going to lower this car eventually. Right now, it's more of a money thing, and I got other financial milestones that I want to complete first before I even do that. You know, I can't really spend all my money just on this car. You know, it wouldn't be wise or practical, but I try to do what I can as far as my car is concerned. I still make this car enjoyable for me and myself, me being a young car enthusiast. Now my spec is tungsten pearl over black. I really love this color. It's very pearly, and it looks very good. Now, let's say over the years, especially being in the South and hot sunny South Florida, where I bought this car at, and driving in and living in South Florida, and now being in South Carolina too, the paint has kind of faded in some spots, specifically the roof and the trunk. They do need to be repainted. So when I get the time and money, I'm going to repaint the roof and the trunk. Now, with the issues that I had with this car, I know within the first couple months of ownership, or the first year of ownership, the battery died like 6 months after I bought the car. It was in power and stuff like that. I did replace the battery myself, which was $180 something. I'll make a list of all the repairs as I'm going through them in this video. I'll calculate them. That was a cheap fix. But then not too long after, when the battery had died, I think there was a bad connection or a bad cable when I replaced the battery or something. I don't know. But that ended up being $100 for fixing the battery terminals. Then in 2023, the fuel pressure sensor went out. That was a little costly repair. It cost that was really $1,400. A lot of money. That is very common across the 250 and 350. So I'll be wary of that. Next, a year later, the starter did go out. That costed almost $1,000, but I had a warranty at the time, so I only had to pay like $100 for the co-pay fee, and that's it. I also had to spend that was about 6 months down the line. The check engine light came on for an O2 sensor, which I thought the shop fixed, but they did not, because it's the same sensor that is now still messed up. That's giving me a code for now, so they didn't fix it. So after that, I pretty much started to resort to doing stuff DIY. So yeah, that's pretty much all the issues I've had with this car. Nothing too crazy. Now, the starter did leave me stranded at the gym, but that's the only time this car has left me stranded, and that's really a normal wear and tear item for most cars anyway, and a common problem for this car in general. Of course, I did oil changes, and also did a brake fluid flush as far as maintenance goes. I do need to do spark plugs, and I do need to do some seafoaming, maybe scrape out the carbon buildup, because I know it has some. It has 155,000 miles, 17 years old. I'm not gonna pretend like it doesn't, or act like it's not gonna have buildup. But yeah, some other maintenance that I'm probably gonna do is replace the coolant cap, because that's the issue where it kind of just doesn't really seal right, so the cap is just kind of up just a little bit off of the reservoir where it sits on. I'm going to do that too. Also going to do a PCV valve. I know after that this car would definitely drive a lot better, and it drives good now, but I have noticed some suspension creaking and stuff like that, which, given the age of this car, it's going to be apparent. Yeah, so it might be some of the bushings and stuff in my suspension that's starting to wear out. I live in South Carolina where the roads are super rough, so that does play a part in it. And hopefully too, when I lower it, it'll get rid of some of the creaking and stuff. I know these shocks are probably either worn or almost on the way out at this age, but I'm pretty sure I can get this car back to 100%. I do need to replace some of the window seals and stuff like that. They're starting to kind of peel off a little bit. I mean, it's just normal car, older car things. I mean, can't really help that as this car ages. The only thing I can do is just try to keep up with it and maintain it as much as possible. I mean, in design, this car is still looking great. It's not really a bad looking car at all, and the modifications can further enhance the look of this car. There's a lot of good cosmetic mods and stuff that you can do, so that is wonderful. Oh yeah, another maintenance item that I did was these drilled and slotted brake rotors. They're okay. I just needed a quick replacement because my older ones were getting almost dangerous to replace. I did these for like $200. I had a family relative do them for me, so that's why they didn't really cost that much. Now I'm going to show you guys the headlights and tail lights, the startup animations, and little things like that.
Video mode. Recording started.
But yeah guys, that's the starting animation of the headlights and tail lights. That's pretty much it to it. I mean, they work fine, or great. I will say these headlights do have condensation issues, especially. Well, I'm not gonna say all of them, because there are some people who have these headlights and they don't have any moisture at all, but every now and then you'll get moisture inside the headlight. Like now, I got a car wash earlier and it'll kind of bubble up. Now, the good news about this, it does dry up, so I'm not too worried about it killing any lighting elements. But this is the second set. The first set had this issue, and now they have them again. So I guess it just depends on who makes them in China, or what the vendor and the supplier is, and their conditions where they store them at. Probably go for the ones on Amazon, since I heard they're a little bit more better quality. I got these from eBay, but they are available on Amazon for purchase. I did forget to mention that I did add these switchback LED fog lights. They work fine. You just turn on and off the fog lights within 30 seconds to change the color. Right there, they're on yellow. I'm going to switch them back off to white. Now, this is the setting that they stay on primarily because it matches with the headlights. But every now and then I'll change it to yellow for pictures or if it's foggy. And sometimes I would, I do prefer the yellow look. So it just depends on how I'm feeling. So some of the tips and tricks that you can do that come with this car. If you press and hold the unlock button, the windows in the sunroof do open. I know cars, especially from the 2000s, started to have this feature. Even some Lexus cars older than this has this feature. So please don't come into my comment section saying that I knew this, every car can do this. I don't care. I'm just showing you, because some people who have this car may not know they can do this. Now another thing is you have smart key entry. Hand behind the door handle. It unlocks. Press the block button to lock the doors. Yeah, there is a 3-second timeout before you can unlock it again with the smart key access. Another thing is too, whenever you open the door, it's bright. When you close the door, the light dims. Open back up, it gets brighter and it fades. The rest of the lights fade back on, which is pretty cool. It's probably one of the first cars I've seen do this. I'm pretty sure other Lexus models do this as well. Now, if you lock the car, let's say I just want to put something in the trunk without unlocking the doors, and I drop the key in there, I close it, it's gonna beep and it's gonna keep the trunk unlocked because the key is in the trunk. Now, excuse my trunk, it is a little dirty. I have cleaning supplies and other tools and stuff in here. I will be cleaning this trunk out so it can look nice and clean again. I'm tired of it looking like this. The last tip is whenever you lock the car, you walk up to it, the portal lamps do illuminate, and so do the interior lights. Lock it. Yeah. Anyways, guys, to wrap up the 3-year ownership video, in short summary, this car has been amazing. I haven't had any major problems with this car. This car has only left me stranded once, which I mean it was due to a wear and tear item, so I can't overlook that. But it hasn't left me stranded over stupid stuff or anything like that. This car has been driven from hell and back. It handles the abuse well, and it's kind of good for the car to be revved up and stuff like that due to it being GDI. But anyway, this car has again treated me well. I don't have any complaints. I do plan on keeping this car for as long as I can and just adding on to my fleet. And so yeah, these cars are not problem free, but they don't have that many problems to where you won't have to be worried about being stranded on the side of the road. But yeah, I'm just here to give you the realness of owning these. I'm not gonna just BS y'all and say this car has been perfect and flawless, because it hasn't always been sunshine and rainbows. But then again, like I said, still not that bad. I can depend and count on this car every day. If I need to go somewhere, I don't have any worries about it gonna leave me stranded somewhere. So yeah. Now for my channel update, I did change the name to Silver 2IS to kind of keep the nomenclature the same as across all my platforms. My Instagram has the same username, and so does my TikTok as well. So I just want to kind of keep things more streamlined and consistent and more professional looking. As far as the channel is concerned, I do plan on doing more DIYs, which I have posted one already where I changed the evap hose. You can check that out. I'm also going to try to do more more vlog lifestyles for like car meets and stuff like that. Because I did join a Lexus group, and they do meet up for cars and coffee, excuse me, and just other little events like that. So I'll be able to get more content as well from that, and you can see other Lexus cars in this area of South Carolina. Um, yeah, I just want to keep this channel more interactive and fun for you guys by doing YouTube shorts. I did my first one a couple weeks ago. You have to check that one out. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys. I want to say thank you for watching and thank you for supporting. The goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2025 this year. So I hope you guys will stick along for the ride. Be patient with me. As much as I want to be consistent as much as possible, I do have other things like work. I'm probably going to start back in school soon as well. So, but I am going to try to keep it more consistent during the summer. But thank you guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you for supporting my content. Silver 2IS out. Thank you. Yeah, I gotta hang on.